Hi, I'm Sonny Gapil, the CEO and co-founder of TRaiCE. Thank you for this opportunity to present TRaiCE, an automated business risk monitoring platform to help lenders detect risk early through daily monitoring. To set the context, the global commercial lending market is expected to touch $31 trillion by 2030 from the current $10 trillion, growing at around 13% CAGR. However, delinquencies are also on the rise. The US commercial lending market was worth $2.8 trillion in 2022, with historically low delinquencies of $31 billion, roughly 1.1%. But delinquencies are predicted to rise to $168 billion in 2023, according to Moody's, a 5% increase. And this makes early risk monitoring even more critical to prevent portfolio losses. But did you know that 90% of all the data generated on a business is unstructured? Yet, lenders make decisions primarily using structured data, which is only 10% of the data on a business, giving us a problem statement that current portfolio monitoring systems largely ignore unstructured data that contain leading signals of business distress. At TRaiCE, we solve this by analyzing and condensing the unstructured data of a business into a numerical index called the Business Sentiment Index, or the BSI. With the BSI, TRaiCE helps business lenders spot problems and prevent losses, make better lending decisions leveraging unstructured data, take explainable decisions via actionable alerts, and cut research time with automation. TRaiCE connects to the publicly available unstructured data sources to compute the BSI as a first step. The world APIs listed are illustrative, and the BSI computation is source agnostic. If additional APIs are available, we can augment the BSI with insights from that. And TRaiCE is capable of processing 20 plus global languages in addition to English. And it's a B2B SaaS product, accessed via a web portal or API, and supports both cloud and on-prem deployment. As the next step, TRaiCE can compute an early warning risk index, or EWR, by combining the BSI with financials. So essentially monitoring all the financial and non-financial data points on a business. Let me walk you through how a business lender would use TRaiCE for portfolio risk monitoring. The typical user would be a portfolio risk manager or a chief credit officer. They would access TRaiCE via the application's login page to enter the details of the businesses to be monitored. By clicking the Settings tab, they can see the business management section from where they can add a business or bulk import a list of businesses. Once added, it takes 24 hours for TRaiCE to generate historical daily BSI values and trigger the daily ongoing BSI generation. The only information needed for a business are its legal name, the full address, and as all of the information is optional. By going to the dashboard, we see three key measures that summarizes the portfolio: a distribution of the most up-to-date watch levels for all the businesses in the portfolio, the top negative news contributing to the BSI of the riskiest businesses, rank ordering of all the businesses in their descending order of risk of BSI. We are in the process of developing a blended score or the early warning risk with our Fintech Sandbox data partners, Equifax and Experian. When that is ready, this application UI will also include EWR information in addition to the BSI. Clicking on the business name will navigate to the health page, displays the most up-to-date snapshot containing the index, the watch level, top negative articles explaining the current index value. You can also see the index trends for the last 12 months. And though the company went into bankruptcy around October of 2022, you can see the index trending lower from as early as May 2022 when this company had an attorney general investigation. Scrolling below, we can see the red flags and their trends for the last 12-month period, sentiments, and other insights. For explainability, the health page also displays all the articles and media sources that contribute to the BSI insights with a hyperlink to the media source. Clicking on the Analytics tab displays the BSI trend as a time series for all the portfolio businesses over a period. Here we are seeing the filtered view with the BSI history of two businesses. Pink Energy filed for bankruptcy in October of 2022, but it saw a BSI plunge for several months back in November of 2020. Greensill filed for bankruptcy around March of 2021, but even 9 months prior to it, we detected trouble with the BSI plunging by over 20 points. Our observation is that when the TRaiCE BSI dips significantly for a business and stays at that value for months, unless the root cause is addressed, this is a warning of things to come. Let me take you through a closer look of what transpired with Greensill and how TRaiCE would have alerted the user. As you can see, in March and April of 2020, there was mixed signals coming in the media through sentiment index that's positive and looking healthy. However, in May and June of 2020, there were a lot of negative news that came tumbling, including instances of red flags such as accounting misconduct, mounting client issues, inviting investor scrutiny. However, there was more positivity in August of 2020 and onwards though the red flags that were reported earlier were not addressed. The BSI fell again in February of 2021 before Greensill eventually filed for bankruptcy in March of 2021. As you can see, TRaiCE provides a daily trend of the risk score along with red flags, helping us predict the BSI trends in the next few months, providing users with data elements to make actionable decisions. We are thankful to our data and business partners that include Equifax, Experian, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and the Fintech Sandbox. Our current GTM strategy is executed through strategic partners, like our advisors who are banking veterans, cloud hyperscalers like Azure Marketplace and API hubs. We are also working with strategic sales partners and technology alliance partners. In terms of traction, we have 2 paying clients, one in the US and one in India. We also have many ongoing pilot discussions. We have signed sales partners for the US, MENA, and UK regions recently. Finally, our ask is access to industry connections that could benefit from TRaiCE and partnerships where TRaiCE can complement their offerings, and together we can add more value to our customers. And that brings me to the end of this presentation. Thank you so much for listening. We would love to hear from you.